Okay, you're all set.
Okay, thank you, Lauren. Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to call to order the Reynolds School Project Building Committee. It is February 1st, the first Thursday in February. And Lauren, would you do the roll call for me, please?
Chairman Woods,
Here.
Brittany Carr,
Here.
Dave Nagel,
Yeah.
Amy Parati,
Here.
Kim Rada,
Here.
and Jeremy Wetzel.
Here.
You are all set.
Okay, thanks, Lauren. Public participation, we have nobody attending our Zoom meeting, so we'll move on. Take action on prior meeting minutes. We have one meeting, the meeting of January 18th. So I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes as written. Someone?
I'll make the motion.
That was Amy, correct? Or Brittany?
Yes.
Amy. Okay, thank you, Amy. And a second?
Second.
By Kim. Any discussion? Corrections? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Okay. Next item is architects update. Jennifer.
Okay, let me share my screen.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Okay, so our typical design activity, going to the site to check out progress, reviewing RFIs, any lingering submittals, reviewing applications for payment, potential change orders, attending meetings, all of that fun stuff, including some coordination with furniture that's still going on to get the final furniture ordered. And I do have an update finally. I know this would have been interest to Carol, who's brought up some of these topics before. The cubbies, there was concern about them not being large enough based on some of the previous stages of construction. So we did work with the district and found a solution for the cubbies. We have forwarded that information to the construction team. And also recently the LED displays, which are on what we call the teaching wall in each classroom. There was a concern about the height of those and teachers being able to use those and students being able to see them just because of the height. So we did work with the district on that too and came up with heights that we thought would work better. So that information has also been given to the construction team. We did review the potential change orders, which are up for tonight's meeting. There were 3 of them, and we recommended those for your approval. And the application for payment from December was also reviewed, and we recommend that for approval. And that's it. Any questions?
Anyone have any questions? Jennifer? Okay, Jennifer, thank you.
You're welcome.
Next is the owner's project managers update. Eileen?
Unmuting. All right. Hi, everyone. So let's see. Basically, I do the same thing as Jennifer and Rich. We all kind of have the same team meetings. The meeting that I had today, well, Lou, he blew us off. But we had a move meeting, internal meeting with Jason Smith, Jason Plum, just going, and Adam, Bob Tipton, going over items that need to be looked at, things that we need to possibly change for the D-wing that's in progress. I was dealing with Mike Morgan and Jason Smith on a couple of doors and security. So all those kind of things is what we're dealing with. And then I took a walk around with them. So we do recommend the application for payment that Newfield is putting in today, and also the PCO 18 for change events. Is there any questions? And things are moving along for D-Wing here.
Anybody have any questions for Eileen? I don't see anybody's hand up and nobody's speaking, so I think you're off the hook, Eileen. For a little while anyways.
Yeah.
You'll be back with us shortly. Construction managers update is our next item. Item 8. Rich?
All right. Like Eileen just said, we're moving along in D-Wing right now. So overhead mechanical roof is ongoing. RZ Designs mechanical designer was out on site today, reviewing that with the foreman and our superintendents for the progress going on out there, addressing any coordination issues that we are coming across. So those things are all getting addressed. As you can see, first photo here, we've got the sprinkler. A lot of that sprinkler pipe is remaining, so that is in. New hangers are going up. The VAV units for the ductwork air handling systems are also going in. So they're in a pretty good shape as far as the overhead roof goes. Starting on all that now that the demo is largely complete. The carpenters are also on site working on stud walls. We have this phase being different than the previous phases where 1999 construction. So we have a lot more of the masonry walls remaining and furred out walls in front of them. So this is one of the few new stud walls that we have in. So that's getting framed up. That'll allow the electrical and plumbing trades to start roughing inside the walls. Again, here you can see as well the stud walls getting furred out in front of the existing masonry walls. We also today poured our concrete infills over the slabs. Slabs were chased for new underground plumbing and electrical work. So that was largely completed today. There's one room that we have left for the underground work. That one room being the technology room. So the floor boxes you can see here, we have the floor boxes installed. We did coordinate and make sure that the power and data requirements of the district were incorporated into this. So that has been double checked through the design team and through the owner to make sure everything as far as the conduit and any of the wire pulls are ready and in place before we get to them. So there shouldn't be any hiccups with that as far as the coordination with the owner is concerned. Again, we're working on the slab infills. So in the main corridor, the slab was infilled today. That portion of the slab where you can see the rebar sticking out, the slab is haunched there for a new masonry wall. Getting the mason started this week. So he's been out since early this week, starting on some infills, getting ready to start on his exterior precast. We did have tri-state material testing out today. They were inspecting the rebar and the concrete for this pour. So the owner will see a report on that, showing concrete breaks as well as the visual inspection on that rebar, ensuring that was all done per the drawings. So we do feel like we're in pretty good shape right now on this wing of the building. So demo contractor is finishing up with some window openings. Window openings were all laid out by the window contractor. Demo contractor was cutting those yesterday, and today he'll continue on those tomorrow. Again, you can see here more underground plumbing. These are tying back into the mains in the corridor for new water fountains and classroom sink drains. And again, we have the furred walls going in place. This is in the art room. In the right side there will be the new kiln room, canoe kiln exhaust work in there as well. So we're working through any of that. Like I said, any of the MEPs, you can see we do have 2 areas here for the boxes for the LED mounts on the walls. So those heights have been adjusted accordingly with the newest ASI based on coordination with Eileen and Jennifer in the school district for the mounting heights on those. And oh yeah, overall in slightly different construction, being this is 1999 edition, so there is more room up in the ceilings. This phase has a bit more ductwork than the previous phases, but there is more room up there for it to allow for it. So we are in pretty good shape. We're starting to look at the site work contractor. We have a meeting scheduled with him next week to coordinate his access into the courtyard because that's going through the building. He needs to finish up his work in the courtyard before we can kind of finish the finishes inside the building and the corridor. So we're aware of that, working on coordinating that, as well as the site work that's coming up for the summer. We're starting to look into that, which would be a lot of the plantings, the asphalt top coating throughout the whole parking lot, any additional fences and gates that we do have between the upper and lower lot, and the remaining portions of sidewalk that still need to be installed. So looking up towards the end of the construction phase right now, and just continuing to progress on that. Anybody has any questions?
Anyone have any questions for Rich? Again, I don't see anybody's hand.
So I just have a quick comment, but
Yeah.
you saw the wet concrete, which is why we couldn't do the walkthrough tonight as they were doing the infills. So should be able to get that walkthrough scheduled next.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to push that off. The 15th
Okay.
date
Oh,
doesn't
all right.
work, so it looks like it's
Okay.
gonna be the first Thursday of March.
All right.
Okay,
Good to know. Yes, thank you.
okay. All right, so you're up next, Rich. Anyways, we have take action on potential change orders. I know we only have 3 on your list.
All right, PCO 199. This is for a credit for labor associated with glazing 2 windows up on the mezzanine area. This is above the kitchen. Those windows were not installed to allow for the roofing membrane to terminate up the wall, the 8 inches required for it to maintain the proper warranty. So the frames did not get glazed. Therefore, there's a credit from the glazing contractor for the work he did not perform up there, including the window caulking and some spray foam. So that work is associated with a previous PCO that we did as well for the mason to infill that. So this is the credit portion coming back to the owner for the work not performed. PCO 206 is for an RFI in the media center. The bump out steel, once the steel contractor reviewed the bump out that goes into the courtyard, it's determined that we needed to revise details for the structural engineer. So the structural engineer issued 2 sketches via RFI 256 to modify the columns and the steel as the new steel planned was in conflict with the existing steel. So there's additional welding, and it's largely labor associated with that welding for some shear tabs and columns detailed on those sketches for us bringing that roof up to the higher level of the existing roof on the rest of the building. PCO 216 is a back charge to the demo contractor. A large amount of the door frames in D wing are scheduled to remain and be reused, but the door and door hardware were supposed to be removed. Demo contractor didn't see a note on the drawings for that and accidentally damaged the frames while removing the doors and hardware on the hinge side. So we brought in our general trades contractor and his hardware installer, and they reviewed the frames. It was determined that the frames had to be cut out and replaced. So there's again no charge to the owner on that one, $0, as you can see here, because it's a error on the demo contractor's part. So he is covering the cost of that. There'll be another PCO for this as well for paying the mason for his install of those frames. So there will be More to come on that, but that's, again, no cost to the owner. It's a back charge to the demo contractor.
I mean, that was an expensive mistake. That's for
It was.
sure. Yeah,
And
This is-
it would have been easier if they just unscrewed the hinge, but they
yeah.
used a
Yeah.
crowbar.
They've had a couple of errors for this project that's cost them a fair amount of money.
Yes, they have.
Well,
If they read the
Well-
drawings, they'd be in better shape,
Yeah.
but it seems like they miss notes a lot.
yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yes.
Okay, any questions for Rich? If not, I want to add one to this. If you could take that down and Eileen, can you put up the one for KBA? As we talked last time, we obviously the goal is to get that canopy on the front of the building. And in order for that to happen this summer in time for schools to open, we have to move on it pretty quickly. So actually it has to be completely designed because we value engineered the original canopy out, which tied it back into the building. The new canopy does not tie into the building. It sits on the piers that are already in place underneath the concrete sidewalks out front. And Castle Booze has supplied us with a price of roughly 18, Jennifer,
All right.
18,000, and I don't have it in front of
Am
me.
I sharing?
No, it just says Zoom, Eileen.
Okay, sorry.
It's
I
okay.
thought I had the right screen picked. Try again.
There you go. That,
Okay.
do we have the
Want to see
drawing
the,
too? or-
yes, yep, yes.
Yeah, if we could put the drawing up.
Or, so this is the sketch. Jennifer,
Yeah, so
those
there's a sketch
those
of the,
bench.
yeah.
the
So as you can
benches.
see, it'll sit on the four uprights,
Columns.
completely independent from the building. There's an air gap that the canopy reaches up over our existing roof. The other one tied into the brick cafetorium, which it doesn't do anymore. Two things. One, we need to approve this request for a change order so we can get Castle Booze paid to do it so that we can get it ordered. And I was close. It was 21,000. Maybe I read an old one somewhere.
Yeah.
But $21,200 to design all that. And Castle Booze, I don't want to speak for Jennifer, but from what I understand, and I think it's in here too, they understand, maybe it was in the email, it's not here. They do understand the urgency of pushing this forward, but they just need to be assured that it's something we can approve, and obviously they can get paid. So I wanted to bring it to the committee. Some of these things I just approve on my own, but I thought this
It's right
was
here.
something that I should bring back to the committee and make sure everybody's in agreement. One, the design of it, although we're somewhat confined to that because remember, we have piers in the ground right now that was kind of designed around this. And then once we get a firm design, KBA has issued drawings, Newfield can then price this for us. So with that, I'll open it up to the group. Anyone have any thoughts, questions?
Yes, I do.
Go ahead.
At first, very excited. Thank you. I am definitely in favor of a canopy. I just have a question on the design. I know a lot of entrance or like pickup drop off happens at the cafeteria entrance. So is there just no way to extend it farther so that it covers that door too? Is it because of the what's already in the ground or feasibility of it? Like,
It is something that we could look at what it would look like and if there would be any impact on the piers that are already buried in the concrete to support those columns. Because at this point, extending it to provide coverage at the cafeteria door that you see, extending it would be in an even greater cantilever, let's say. We don't want to open up the ground again and rebar and go down so deep with additional concrete piers. We put the 4 in. So those column locations that are shown are pretty much fixed. So I can ask and see if structurally that cantilever could happen. I can't make any promises without us looking into it.
Okay, yeah, I think just looking into it, I understand definitely not wanting to go into the ground again because we've already done that. But if it can extend further with the existing support, that would be my preference, and probably the schools. But definitely excited to have the opportunity to move this forward.
Okay, thank you, Amy. Anyone else? Anyone opposed to moving forward on this? Not hearing anything. So,
Kim has a
yeah.
question.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm just, when you say it's cantilevered, so I'm assuming that the front area is a little bit higher, the angles back to the roof,
Correct.
and no problem that we would ever foresee in the future regarding any pooling of water.
No, we would have it, so it would slope back, like you mentioned, and like it shows, we'd slope back, and water would shed from the new canopy onto the existing roof. And there are roof drains that have the capacity to take that extra flow. Because the size isn't so, it's not a huge canopy. I mean, it looks like a decent size, but we did check that canopy, that the water can take, that the existing drains can take the water from the canopy, but it will slope, so it won't be standing water on that canopy at all.
Okay, and just thank you. And that's
Mhm.
one other quick question. This is the amount that we're seeing is for the design and the consulting. Do we have an amount or an estimate for construction?
No, this will get us to that point. This is going to produce construction drawings so they can price it, Kim.
Okay, I just wondered if there was some kind of a ballpark number, anything that had been discussed previously that might give us an estimate.
Yeah,
You
Jennifer,
know,
I don't know if you want to touch that one, if there is a ballpark per square foot for something like this.
yeah, I don't have a number, and
Yeah.
I'm afraid to throw something out publicly
and
because it'll stick, and
you got
I
that
don't
right.
have I don't have faith that the number I'm going to give is correct. But we know that we need to be cost conscious, but we want to make this thing, you are investing in it. It is your main entrance, so we want it to, we want it to look nice. The previous design was a major cantilever. All of it was supported by one column, which involved even more structure. So that was a more expensive. That one was priced out back a while ago, because we had complete design drawings. All the structure was calculated for that. We knew the sizes of all the members. We had all the details drawn. We knew the cost of that one, and it was above what we could take on, what the project could take on at that time. So we are expecting this one to be less, but I'm not comfortable with throwing a number out right now.
And
Nope,
Kim,
that's
Kim,
fine. I understand.
I'm going to take a stab. I believe the original canopy was somewhere north of $400,000, if I remember right. Rich, I don't think you were here. Were you back then?
No, that was before me.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was definitely north of $400,000, and we had a value engineer it out, unfortunately.
And I think I remember it was when I first came on the committee that the decision had been made that would not be constructed. So I'm glad to see that we're working within our budget, and but we will have something that looks really nice, and I think will really serve the purpose. So thanks so much.
Okay, thank you, Kim. Anyone else? I'm flipping through here to see if anybody's got their hand up. And if there's something you want to say and your hand isn't up, just speak up, please.
Amy's hand is still up.
Yeah. Amy, did you just not take it down, or do you have something else to say?
No, it didn't say it was up, so I don't know if it's still up or not, but no, I'm good. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna add it in, and let me just see how okay, so I'm gonna entertain a motion that we approve PCO 199, 206, 216, And the quote from Castle Booze for the Reynolds Elementary School main entry canopy in the amount of $21,200 for a total between all three of $33,315.55. And anybody could check my math, but I'm pretty sure that's correct.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Amy. I figured you would.
Very excited.
And a second?
I'll
Second.
second.
I didn't hear. Who went first?
Probably Brittany.
Brittany? Thank you, Brittany. Any discussion? I've had it already. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Motion passes unanimously. I'm very excited about this, Amy, as well as you, I am sure. I think it's gonna really, hopefully we can pull this off. It's gonna make a huge statement when you drive up now to the front of the school. Okay, next is take action on invoices. Eileen. I know we only have, well, we have quite a few, but they're mostly tri-state, right?
Yes, they are. And I just had like an additional 5 come in this week, which is a little late. So as Rich mentioned, Tri-State is back on site. These are the previous invoices and they're always way behind. We did last week transfer $10,000 over from Freeman to
Wow.
Tri-State to cover invoices. So we have 6 Tri-State invoices. And if you want to see those, I can flip through.
And I got frozen for
Oh.
a minute, but I didn't hear most of that, but
Am I sharing? Is it
yeah,
showing?
you're sharing. I
Okay.
can see it now. My
You
screen is
just couldn't
freezing
hear
for some
me?
reason.
Oh,
I'm not sure why. Did everybody hear, Eileen? Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, it's definitely my end.
okay. Does anyone want me to flip through the invoices?
Would you, again, for Brittany's sake, Brittany Tri-State is our testing lab.
Oh,
So when we're doing any kind of excavation, concrete fill, blacktop, that sort of thing,
masonry.
town pays for a testing lab to come out and make sure that it's meeting the specifications that are written into our contract drawings. So we have money set aside for that. It's carried on the owner's side. So while we're approving this, it's not really new money. It's just money that's already been allocated within our budget for this particular work, as well as Whaley, I believe, is one of our
That's
IT guys.
technology. Yep.
Right, technology.
This is
Same
for-
thing, there's money already been approved in the budget, will come out of that fund, so
Yeah,
there's no
under
new
this
funds for
PO.
this. Yeah. And Freeman is
Trying to
our
scroll down quick.
water infiltration, correct?
Correct. This is for the stormwater
Right, the stormwater.
inspections. Yeah.
Yeah.
750. Okay.
Great, thank you for explaining.
Okay, so then I would
Let me
entertain
go.
a motion that we approve the invoices for Tri-State, Whaley, and Freeman in the amount of $45,268.
So moved.
Thank you, Dave. And a second?
Second.
By Jeremy. Thank you, Jeremy. Any questions, comments? Concerns? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Get back and get my lost my agenda. What do I do with it?
I have one more item, Steve.
Okay, Go ahead, because I lost my agenda. I'm looking for it. I have no idea where it could have
Okay.
gone, but I haven't moved.
Am I still
Oh, here it
sharing
is.
sharing the screen here?
Yes,
So in my meetings with the school district, Jason Smith, and he has found the need for additional furniture in not so much the classrooms, but their little intermediate rooms, and they need some storage. He did need a few more bean bags here, which the total is 712.08, and for some reason this pricing is actually less than the original contract pricing now, so that's a bonus. But
Yeah,
in
so
these
something actually went down.
amazing, right? In these rooms here, and what is it, 19, which I think is either A or C, 21. He needs storage cabinets and bookcases. So the cost for this is $9,531.76. And then he's actually switching one of the rooms that is right off of D-Wing. It was a conference room, but he is now making that an interventionist room. So he is looking to change the furniture in that room, and the cost is $2,384.62. The cost for the additional storage, $9,531.76, and the bean bags, which comes to a total of $12,628.46. And we do still have some money in the budget for furniture. I have to see exactly where that is at, but Steve and I had gone through the budget and definitely found some additional money where we could move lines and definitely cover this if you are open to this. Does anyone have additional questions?
Eileen, is this something that you want to move forward tonight?
It is something that I know Jason want. We're in February right now, and it does take like at least sometimes 6 to 8 weeks to get furniture. So in order for us to get the POs cut and place the order, if not tonight, then by next meeting, if you want to wait, it's
Yeah, no,
But-
I just
but
wanted, I
people-
just needed to know if before I asked the committee,
sure.
I just wanted to make sure that you were looking for it tonight. It kind of sounds like you are. So does anybody have a problem with moving this forward?
I do not. I'm in favor of it. I think that, especially as the classrooms and spaces are being used, it's a good opportunity to make sure that they have what they need. Just a question, will it, we have contingency for it, or is it in our, I'm assuming we've already spent our furniture budget, so is it coming out of, would it come out of the contingency? And do we have enough?
It's going to come out of some other line items that are in the budget that we're not going to use.
Okay, then yeah, even more
Okay.
in favor of it. Yep.
Okay. Anyone else? Is anybody opposed to moving this forward? Doesn't sound that way. All right, so I entertain a motion that we approve. They're both Robert
Bo-
Lord, or is it Robert Lord?
No, they're
Lakeshore.
all different there's actually 3 different vendors. But
All right, so help me here. How do you?
I'm sorry.
We probably should do it individually. So, Lauren, do you have a preference on how we do this?
I'm here. Yeah, we have been doing this as encumbering funds for each vendor. So if we had those
This-
3 vendor names,
yeah.
okay, perfect.
This is Lakeshore, 71208.
Okay, so let's do that one first. I entertain a motion that we approve in the amount of, motion for $712.08 for furniture into the classrooms. And the company is Lakeshore.
Lakeshore.
So moved.
Thank you. And a second,
Second.
that was Amy, correct?
Brittany.
Brittany. I'm sorry, Brittany, your voices both sound the same to me. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 And anyone opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Then we'll do the next one is Robert Lord, because that's simple. Robert Lord, for additional furniture, and storage cabinets in the amount of $9,531.76. So a motion to approve that?
So
I'll
moved.
make second.
That was- yeah,
Amy.
so Jeremy, correct? Was it Jeremy or Dave?
It was Dave and then Amy, I think.
Oh, David and Amy. Okay. All right, Dave. Thank you. It's tough. I'm getting old and I can't hear good and I don't see faces. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Motion passes unanimously. And the third one, I know the amount, but who's the company? Is it?
Jennifer, I think I'm asking for Jennifer's help here. I believe this is still all Robert Lord. Because Casey's really good with categorizing.
He is very good at
Yeah,
keeping those straight.
It looks like it would be. They
So
just kind of
it's
separated
just
where
for
it's
this
going,
one,
right?
one room, yeah,
Yeah.
E113, yeah.
All
I
right.
think that's all she did, separate that out.
So how about if we amend that motion? Instead of being $9,531.76 to $12,628.43 is the correct amount, Eileen, right?
No, actually, these two total 11,916.38.
11,916.38. All we need to do is amend the motion in that amount. Does the person that made the motion and the seconder agree?
So moved.
Okay, so we're all set then.
Yep.
You good, Lauren?
I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you all.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Okay, before we move on, we used to take it up in any other business pertinent to the committee, but we don't have a line item underneath there. So Lauren, do you want me to do the payment app for Newfield
Yes.
in the invoice one? I don't know if it really matters, but I'll do it. We'll do it now while we're still there.
Perfect.
I need one more motion. It is to approve payment application number 20 from Newfield Construction in the amount of $1,421,610.80. Someone?
So moved.
So,
Dave, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, and a second?
second.
That was Jeremy, correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Jeremy. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Now we are, any other business pertinent to the committee? I do not have anything further. Anyone else have anything?
It was a very productive meeting.
Mhm.
It was, and hopefully we're well on our way with a canopy. I don't want to get too excited because we don't know the price yet, but hopefully it was within our striking range. Brings us back to public participation, and I believe we have nobody right now. No one. Comments by members? Anybody? Just want to thank everybody for being here. We've had fantastic participation through this entire project and on this building committee. And, I can tell you from being a professional in this industry, the people who sit here, this is not what happens to them on a day-to-day basis. And I know Jennifer and Eileen know that there's lots of times there's not a quorum and they drag themselves out or to a meeting or to a Zoom meeting and, wasted a lot of time. That has not happened here yet. We've come close, once or twice, and we had to be a little creative on how we got that to happen, but thank God there's Zoom. It's a little bit easier to make it happen. So again, thank you, everybody, for taking the time. This is really important work. We are changing the lives of a lot of students, and it's a very exciting thing to be part of. With that, a motion to adjourn, please.
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Amy. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Okay, motion passes unanimously. We had a long meeting tonight, 6 o'clock. Good night, everyone. Enjoy your dinner if you haven't had it already, and see you in, I think it's 3 weeks this time. See you in either 2 or 3 weeks. And hey, happy leap year. All right, we got an extra day in February this year.
Have
All
a good
right.
week, everybody.
2 weeks.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Have a good
everyone.
week.
Take care.
Good
Bye-bye.
night.
Take care.
Thank you, Lauren.